Good morning. Good morning to everyone. Hopefully you can hear me. Good morning, and I'd like to welcome everyone to the CETEIS year-end training for Level 5 Fiscal Agency Authorized Officials and CEPD Administrators. We're going to get started in just a few minutes. I'd like to give a couple more minutes for others to join in. So we'll be starting probably a little bit like 5 after. While we're waiting to start, we always like to encourage everyone to introduce yourselves in the chat. So you can start by putting your name, your role in CETIS and how many years you've been with CETIS, and you can just drop that in the chat and we'll get to know or introduce each other, make it a CETIS community, and then we'll get started in just a moment. Again, a couple more minutes just for others to join in. So I'm going to go on mute, but you can go ahead and drop that information in the chat. Thank you who've already done it. Thank you so much. So while we're waiting, do we have any new users? Anyone that has only been a user for a couple of months, fairly recent? Okay, we're back. I'd like to thank you all for introducing yourselves in the chat. It doesn't look like we have any, I'll say super new users, but I'd like to welcome everyone back. And again, welcome to the CETEIS Year in Training for Fiscal Agents and also CPID Administrators. We're going to try to make this as simple as possible by it being training for both positions. So on your screen right now, you should see the agenda. It tells everything that we're going to cover in this training. So we're going to start with the first item, the introduction. I like to introduce myself. My name is Dewana McCreary, and I am the Training and Documentation Specialist for PTD Technology. Also in the chat today, we have Diana Terry, who is our scheduler. She will be helping assist in our chat on this morning. So if you see comments from her, she's also from PTD, so she helps to monitor our chat. We will also go to our support resources that is found at support.cetis.com, where all of this information that I cover today will be found. The second item that we're going to do in this training today is we're going to have our fiscal agent spring task recap. So we're going to go over the enrollment and completion submission processes. We're going to show you a little bit of what the building reporters do at the building reporter level, just a tad. And then we'll go right into how it works hand in hand with your submission if you're a fiscal agent. We're going to review student, course, and program data, or show you where you can review that using the reports available on cetis.com with your login credentials. We're going to go over your end of the year completion submission demo. So basically all three of those bullet points work together. So it'll be one demo that kind of shows all of that. And then just want to remind that the end of the year completion entries are due to your CPID administrator by June 15th. So all of this information is working up to that to get you prepared for that. So we'll go through the fiscal agent information on the knowledge base, and that'll be our first section of information that we're going to cover. So if you're a CPID agent, we're going to cover your information kind of in the second half of this training. We're going to go over as the CPID administrator, the task recap. We're going to go over how you assist the fiscal agents with oversight of enrollment completion. There's a new report that just was released, the building enrollment report. That report provides a bird's eye view of enrollment that has been submitted in CETIS. So this is a very helpful tool if you need it. We'll show you where you can access that information. Again, it's on cetis.com using your login credentials. And then we're going to go over the CETIS options review and demo. And your CETIS options, if you are a CPID, are due to OCTE June 8th. So that date is a little bit closer than the June 15th, but we're going to cover both of those topics for both of those roles. Finally, at the end, we just want to remind of the dates that are coming ahead. As I mentioned, the CETIS options due to OCTE June 8th. The spring enrollment e-workshop, we have an e-workshop where there's a drop-in question and answer for everyone, for all CETIS users. That's going to be June 13th. PTD will be online with the CETIS help desk and can answer questions while you're submitting your enrollment data, or if you have questions regarding some of your, if you're a CPID, some of your permissions, if you have questions regarding that, you can drop in. That link will be available closer to that date on our knowledge base. So you can just click in that link. There's no registration required for that. And the times that you can drop in and out are from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. and then again from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. And then the very last thing is, again, the end of the year completion entry is due to your CPID administrator if you're a fiscal by June 15th. If you're a CPID, it's going to be due to OCTE by June 22nd. Okay, so this gives an overview of what we're going to cover today. I'm going to be going back and forth between sharing my screen on our demos and also sharing my screen on our knowledge base. So just give me a few seconds to change over. Again, this agenda, along with all of the other support resources that we have, can be found on support.cetis.com, and I'm going to navigate there. So just a few minutes or a few seconds while I navigate my screen. Okay, so now you should see the homepage of support.cetis.com. This is the CETIS knowledge base. If this is just a refresher for you, this is where all of the resource information is for CETIS. We have on the right-hand side all of the dates that I mentioned in our agenda are located there just for a quick reference. So just make note of that while you're on the support site. You can always access the dates there. The center here are all of the links to the documentation found within this site. So depending on the collection period or the specific task that you're looking for, you can click on those links and be navigated to the information. So today we want to go under the administrator tab. And then we're going to go under fiscal agents because that was first on our agenda. So if you're a fiscal agent, this is the homepage for all of the resource material. And it gives information here. If you need to access additional information, all of this information is here. But for today, we're going to use these links over here, the useful guides for fiscal agents. And the first link is the CETIS responsibilities of the fiscal agent. So this is the current document that lists all of the CETIS responsibilities for the fiscal agent. This is just a background of PTD. And this is what I want to point out. We always like to give our support information. If at any time you need technical support, you can contact our help desk. And that is the email there or by phone. And they're very helpful in helping with your technical issues. If there is, how do I put in my data or my classes or the things like that, whatever data that you need to input of a technical nature, you can contact the CETIS help desk. If you have policy questions and that information is pertaining to why I have to, it's kind of like the how and the why. Policy is direct to OCTE, which is Joan Church, and her email information as well as her telephone number is there. In the fall, we do follow up, and that's in-chain information when you're doing the follow-up reporting, but we're not doing that. We're in the spring, so that information is there, and it will be there again in the fall when you need it. So we'll cover that information then. And then also very helpful is the OCTE website. A lot of the information that we have is mirrored from the OCTE website. So it's just a link there for your quick reference. Again, any technical help, please feel free to reach out to the help desk. So this is all of the information for the year for a fiscal agent. It breaks down all of the tasks. Just to give an overview, fiscal agents are responsible for the submission of accurate and timely CTE data. So throughout the year, fiscal agents can expect to review enrollment, expenditure, follow-up data compiled, by building reporters. So down here, we have the timeline of events, again, broken up by the months. Right now, we're in this May, June area. Of course, the student enrollment data deadline has passed, but now we're going into the enrollment submission, which is June 15th. And the specific tasks here by collection period. And then, of course, it's broken down a little bit further by months. So that's October. We're going to go all the way down here to this information here for April. Of course, we're past April, but this is information that took place. Again, we're into the end of the collection period. So reports are very helpful in helping or assisting the building reporters with the information. So the reports that are suggested here in this documentation is if you have UIC issues, the BAT UIC by building report, UIC with no current MSDS. These are issues that may arise when running your validation. I'm going to do a demo of that in just a moment, but these reports can be helpful in locating some errors that may occur in your validation. Additional reports, if you want to view the total number of student advancements within a program, the program enrollment history that provides a listing of student program and course history. I'm going to show where all of those reports can be located. And we're here into our June tasks. So we're going to demo how to actually do the submission process, but this is the documentation here, just to kind of run down. And this is here for your review. So we're going to go back out here. That was under the link of CTEIS responsibilities of the fiscal agent. When we, the training agenda is here, the one that I showed a little bit earlier. You can locate that here. When you're in manage users, that's a fall task. That manage user guide is here. And then once I'm recording this training session, after this training session is over, we upload the training video for your reference at a later date. And that link can be found here under the fiscal agent. So it's the same link for both fiscal agent and CPIT, but this is your link on your homepage. This enrollment data review link is just another helpful reference guide to kind of break down all of the reports that are available if you need them to review your course. So course data, it shows the 3-year instructional design report export, the CTE list of courses by building report, also how to review your student data. So these, again, the check UIC button, as well as the BAT UIC by building. So all of those reports are available, and this is just another document. And then also, finally, how to review your enrollment data using the class student list report. All of this is just a breakdown of what the reports offer. This here, this link here is the submission processes. And this is going to show exactly what I'm going to demonstrate in just a moment, how to run the validation and submit the data. This is at the building reporter level. So I will demonstrate a little bit of the building reporter responsibilities just to show how it would be transferred to the fiscal agent. But this is the fiscal agent information here for your submission, where you would log in. And again, I'm going to demo this, but this is just the written out information. And then if you scroll a little bit further down in this document, you will see the CPIT administrator's directions as well. It's one document. So if you want to review that just for review, you can. Okay, so that's all of the resources that are under the administrator tab under fiscal agents for all of the fiscal agents responsibilities. We're going to now navigate to our actual demo so that I can demonstrate the information that are in this that are in these guides and reference documents. So just give me 1 second to navigate to our CETEIS site, and then we'll demonstrate how to do the how to run the validation and also submission at the fiscal agent level. So just a moment. Okay, so now you see the homepage. This is the training site. This is train.cetis.com. This site actually mirrors the actual CETIS application, but this is available for me to demonstrate without messing up anyone's actual data. So it looks a little bit different. Over here, you would have my I think it says login using my login instead of just login, but this is the login information. I can then log in. This is a login for a building level, a building reporter level access. So this is what I'm going to demonstrate now. So as a building reporter, this is the time of year where I would go in and run the validation once I have all of my data entered in for my buildings. So I went down to, I went to data entry and selected enrollment completion, sorry, enrollment collection completion. The year is already selected for me. If I scroll down and kind of move these over, these columns over, it will show our building name, the CEPD, fiscal agency. So all of this information is just got to be moved out. But today I'm going to be working in the Breckenridge High School. This information that I'm going to pull up is not accurate data. It's just for demonstration purposes. So at the building reporter level, when I'm ready to run my validation, I would then click the validate button. And then here it would show me all of the errors or warnings that would come up in my validation. Just as another example, that particular building has 2 errors that needs to, but this one has 108 issues. So that's why it's encouraged that the building reporters run the validation early just to make sure that their information is up to date and current so they don't have to fix so many issues towards the end of the process. So this is what I would see as a building reporter. So I would have to go in and troubleshoot all of this information here. So we're going to go back to our demo. And at the building level, it shows that I have 2 errors. So errors need to be fixed. If you have warnings, you want to make sure that you pay attention to warnings at the building reporter level, just to make sure that your programs are receiving accurate data. So you don't want to ignore warnings. Although with warnings, you can pass validation. You just want to be mindful and aware of what the warnings are. So these are 2 errors. I have to fix this or I won't be able to validate. So this first one is an error, an enrollment error. It shows that the dates are out of alignment for this particular program. So Yeah, it shows the dates are out of alignment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go under the enrollment and fix this here just as a demo as a building. So we'll go under manage enrollment. So I've located the error that was located in the validation by looking at the course section code here for the course. So for this particular course, it shows that course section code and the course dates. I use this demo in the building reporter training. It shows that the course dates up here are indicated as December 26th, but down here it's indicated as December 23rd. And as you can see, the beginning and end dates are both wrong according to what's in the system. So it's kicking an error. So as a building reporter, I have to go in and make this adjustment. So I'm going to select, because it's for all of the enrollments, and I'm going to select update enrollments. And then I'm going to go in and change that date. So and then I would then change the end date as well, and then hit the update button. And then it would say the student enrollments updated successfully. So then I would go back as a building reporter under data entry, enrollment completion. For Breckenridge, hit the validation again and show that the validation passes. So now this is the reason for this demo at the building reporter level. I can look up in the Breckenridge High School section here for this particular building that there is a complete button. As a building reporter, I'm going to hit that complete button because I've run my validation. This is what they would do before the deadline to the CPID administrator, but they would go through, run the validation, address the errors and warnings that they may find if they have those in the validation, and then submit that information to the fiscal agent. It gives me a success message at the building reporter level. So at this particular moment, I can no longer and go as a building reporter, go in and make edits to that building. It gives me an X as a building reporter. It's been submitted to the fiscal agent. At this time, what we encourage the building reporters to do is to send an email to their fiscal agent indicating that they've sent that they submitted that report. CETEIS will attempt to try to also indicate that by email, but we encourage the actual building reporters to do that as well. So logging off as a building reporter, I'm now going to show what the fiscal agent would then see. So I'm going to go back in with the fiscal agent permissions. And as you can see, the permissions change. I'm going to go in under admin. And under fiscal agent monitoring, I'm going to select this first one here, which is enrollment completion. I'm sorry, enrollment collection submission. Select the year. And it's a little bit different for the fiscal agent. So instead of validate, it says view issues. So this is the opportunity for me to help assist the building reporters if needed. This is the screens that I can use that will show me everything that the building reporter sees. So for that Breckenridge High School, I see that I have a send back or submit because at the building level, it's been submitted. But for any of these other buildings here, I can view the issues by clicking view issues. And it shows that the validation passes. So let's see if there's another one that gives us an example. Okay, so this one shows 18 issues, just as I showed at the building reporter level. These are all errors that need to be taken care of. So as a fiscal agent, I can go in and look at the same screens that the building reporter, just in case I want to offer assistance in troubleshooting some of these errors. Okay, so once we're ready to submit, if all of the information is accurate, if I need to send back the report to the building reporter, I can then hit the send back button, which will then unlock it for the building reporter to do additional edits. But if I'm ready to submit, I would click the submit button, and then this would submit it to the CPID administrator from the fiscal agent level. And as you can see, just at the building reporter level and now the fiscal agent level, there's both an X indicating that those reports have been submitted, and I can no longer make edits as the fiscal agent as well. So if I need to, for what any reason, um, want to unlock this building, I would then have to contact the CPIT, who would then send it back. So that's the demonstration for what would be taking place right now up into the June, I believe it was 15th date. This is running the validation and submission at the fiscal agent level. To access reports, the reports that I mentioned in those documents, you want to go under reports and then go to building reports. And then this is all of the reports available to review your data to kind of troubleshoot those issues that were found in the validation. So the first are the audit reports, the class student lists, the BAT UIC by building, UIC with no current MSDS. If you get those errors in your validation, missing grades, you can review these reports to kind of indicate which one specifically or which course or which student. All of that information is in these reports. So you can just hit the select button and then it would generate a report for you. For program and student reports, this is the student advancement export. That is an export to Microsoft Excel. So by selecting this, you can then export it to look at that information offline. The same for EMC and dual enrollment. Program enrollment history is here, and all of the other reports, again, by just selecting the box on the left-hand side. And then finally, program and course reports, the 3-year instructional design report if needed, a list of courses by building. You can access that again. And then the last is an audit report for a migrant student if you need to locate migrant students within the district. But this is all of the reports that are available. In some of the validation, it will indicate which report would be helpful to look at when the building reporter runs the validation, so they can just come in and access this report to troubleshoot the errors. So we would encourage you to utilize these reports. Again, just by going under reports and building reports, that information is there. And then going under admin at the admin tab and then clicking the enrollment collection submission gets you to the screen to view the issues for the buildings. Okay, so again, just by clicking the view issues, I can view the issues within each building that I'm assigned. It shows that I'm assigned as this fiscal agent to 5 buildings. I can go through and view all of those issues. Again, the end of the year completion entries are due to the CEPD by June 15th. So we encourage you to look at those if you haven't done so already. And then once you have viewed the issues and troubleshoot the issues, if you have them, you can go ahead and use the submission information that we showed to submit to your CEPD admin. One last time, I'll show where the reference documents for the fiscal agent are. This is the support.cetis.com homepage. We go under administrator and go to fiscal agents. And all of the information that we covered is here. So that submission processes document, if you want to review, as well as the reports are indicated here. So that's all of the items that we had on our agenda to cover for fiscal agents. We're going to now change gears to go to our CEPD administrator spring task recap. So if you're a CEPD admin, we're going to show all of the information for you for this time of the year. So under the administrator tab, again, we're going to go under CEPD admins. This is the CEPD admin homepage. Just as it was with the fiscal agent, you have your responsibilities. This is the CEPD responsibilities reference document. Again, just as we indicated with the fiscal agents, technical help is always available. So this information is here. If you need to contact the CETIS help desk, please feel free by using the email or telephone numbers that are available. If you have reporting policy questions, you need to contact Joan Church. Her email and telephone number is there. And again, keep in mind, this engine is for follow-up, which takes place in the fall. This information will be available in the fall as well, but that's why that information is there. So she's only for follow-up at this particular moment. So you would contact Joan Church. The OCTE website also has additional information. So that's just a link to the website. Just as we indicated with the fiscal agent, broken by specific months for the year. This is all of the tasks of the CEPD administrator. just an overview of the introduction for the CPID administrators and the background. So CPID administrators are responsible for overseeing the accurate and timely submission of CTE data. Throughout the school year, CPID administrators can expect to review the enrollment, expenditure, and follow-up data compiled by district building reporters. So we showed the process that it goes from the building reporter to the fiscal agent to the CPID. This is a timeline, and we're down here again at the June. So the enrollment report submission is June 22nd to OCTE. Now, one thing that you have that is different at this particular time of year, indicated under April, is conduct CPID options selection process. So some of you may have already started the CPID options selection, but the CPID options are due in June. So we're going to do a demonstration of CPID options and so show those screens in just a moment. So we're going to scroll down. This is all the information for the months. Again, CPID options falls somewhere under here, but I think this is, oh, okay. Yeah, this is just as the building reporter, this is just getting your enrollment reports together. So you do have access to the reports as well. So if you need to look at the student information, course information, I'll show all of the reports that are available. And then this is the information for the CPID options. And then this is a specific breakdown of the process of CPID options. I'm going to go over it in just a minute. I'll show you another document, but it's here in this document as well. And then if you go down to May, again, it shows all of the enrollment information that is available. And then June, as the fiscal agent, the CPID admins would then have to submit the enrollment reports to OCTE. So we will demonstrate the submission process at the CPID level as well. And then using reports to verify data. So additional reports that are available can be found at the bottom of this document. Okay, so we're going to go out of here, and that was the CPID responsibilities of the CTEIS responsibilities of the CPID. This here is the agenda that I mentioned or showed at the beginning of training. If you want to access that, you can by clicking this link. We're going to go right into CPID options. So CPID options, this module provides a way for CPID administrators to identify specific programs they want to fund with their CPID share dollars. And a breakdown of CPID share information can be found on the OCTE website. If you need additional background information, just as a quick, this is the OCTE website, but it kind of breaks down all of the information for the CPID share. But we kind of compiled this information into this document that I was just showing. But this is the actual background for that if you want to review that. But this is the CPID options. What we're going to do is we're going to log in using our credentials at the CPID level. And then we're going to go to the screens and select the programs that we want to receive a portion of our CPID share dollars. So it just breaks down all of the buttons that are available on this screen. If you select all or unselect all or select the non-60, just to give an overview, there are programs that you have that will receive 60% funds. But if you want to select the non-60% or add more funding to the 60% funds, you have the option to do that under the CPID options features within CETIS. Again, the breakdown of what the 60% versus the 40% is can be found in the background information on the OCTE website. This is a helpful resource. And then once you determine which programs you want to receive a portion of your share dollars, then it shows how to select that. So we're going to go through and demo this, but this document is here. I will show this screen in just a minute. So we're going to go back out. That was the CPID options. Again, the training video, once we're done with this training, that link will be here if you want to look at it for your review. The enrollment data review link is available for all of the reports that you can access, just as it was for the fiscal agent, the course data, the student data, and then finally the enrollment data. So if you need to access, if at any time during your enrollment submission report, you need to review information, you can access these reports by using your login credentials in CETIS, and we'll demonstrate where those reports can be found, as well as the new report that I mentioned a little bit earlier on that's also available. It's very helpful for the CPID admin. So I'll show you that report as well to review your data. But this document just indicates all of the features of the reports and where you can find them. And then just as we did with the fiscal agent, this is how to submit your enrollment collection to OCTE. So we're going to scroll down. We showed the building reporter level. We're going to show, we showed the fiscal agent demonstration. And then now this down here is the CPID administrator submission process. So if you want to review that and look at all of the information there, this document is available under submission processes. And that's here. So the first thing we're going to demonstrate, I'm going to change my screen. We're going to demonstrate the CPID options features of CETIS, and then we'll go into the enrollment submission demonstration, just as we did with the fiscal agent. So just give me a second to change my screen, and we'll go right into CPID options features. Just a moment. Okay, so we're going to log in as a CPID admin. And then we're going to go under the admin tab. And in the center here, this is all of our CPID admin permissions. We're going to go down here to CPID options. So this is a mirror image of how these CPID options features work within the CETIS application. So as we stated in that documentation, all of the features here, it shows that I have 36 records. This is the program serial number column. This is the CPID code, enrollment count, and then program name. Um, as you can see under this column here, all of these no's indicate that these are not selected at this point. So I haven't done any work in here as far as selecting the programs that will receive a portion of my CPIT share. This column over here next to program name, it says 60%. This column indicates whether or not the program is receiving 60% funds. I can select all of the 60% or non 60%. So all of that information is indicated here. So it'll let you know which one is and which ones are not. Shows the district name as well as the building name. These boxes here, if I want to type in these boxes, I can type in them to locate specific programs if I need to. I don't have to go through all of this. So we're just going to go through and kind of demonstrate how the functions work here. So right here, this button here, select all. This selects every program in the CPIT. The unselect all, if you have been working in here and some of these are already indicated with a yes, again, this is just a demo, so some of this information may be different than what you actually see. So if you have some that you've chosen in the past, if you want to unselect all, you can unselect those and start with a new selection. Select non 60% selects all the programs that will not generate 60% funds. And then this export button is if you want to export this report or all of this data into a report through Excel so you can review that information offline. If you have a specific CPID, if you have more than one permission, that information will be indicated here, as well as the school year. If needed to be changed, there's a drop down here. Know that you can go in and select specific programs to receive, and then you can go down. We'll go down a little bit here. So if you want to go in and work, you can. So let's do a demonstration here. So let's say let me change my screen here because I can't see the bottom. 1 second. Let me adjust my screen. Hopefully you can see that a little bit better. So if I select a particular program, I can go in and save it by using the save button. So if you click the save button at the bottom of the screen, it'll save your changes. You may continue to edit, your selections throughout the period that the CTEIS options remain open. So if you want to go in and make selections and then you find out that you need to go in and change, you can do that without actually submitting. So you can save your work, but don't submit. So once you go through and select, let's say these two programs are not receiving 60% funds, so I want to select these two programs for a portion of my CPIT share, I can go in and then hit the save button. It'll give me a success message down here at the bottom that says successfully saved, CTEIS options. And then as you can see, those two changed to a yes. So these are all ones that are not receiving right now. So these are also available if I want to come back in and select those at a later time. Just as a quick kind of, if you're working with a lot of courses, you can go in and select all and then just kind of come in and unselect. Just kind of just little tricks to try to help with all of the information if you're dealing with a lot of information. So you can go in and select all. Again, you can unselect all and then go in and select different ones. So there's different ways that you can select them in within the grid if you're dealing with a large portion of classes. Sorry, of programs. If once you selected your two or your three or however many programs you want to receive the portion of your CPIT share dollars, you can then export this document as a report, like I said, into Excel so you can review that information online before you submit. So these are all features that you can use while you're waiting or while you're in the CETIS options process before the CETIS options due date. Once you have completed all of your selections for your CETIS options, you can then go in and submit when you're ready to submit. So if I'm ready to submit, I can then submit. And it shows all of the or both of the programs that I chose. And it says that your CETIS options have been submitted. So again, once you submit and you finish making your changes, that button it locks the report and prevents you from further changes. So if you need to make changes after you hit the submit button, you need to contact OCTE to unlock the report. Again, the export button up here is highlighted because if you want to generate a report that reflects all of the programs you have selected to receive your CPIT share dollars, you can do that. So that's available. So you can review that information offline. But at this point, if these are the only two programs that I have selected, I am done. If you want to know specifically how much of a percentage each course, so let's say, for instance, if I did these two courses, if I want to know the percentage of how much those or the portion of how much those particular courses will generate, this is back to that document on the knowledge base. I can then go in and look at the calculation of CPIT option funds for the selected programs. So this is the funding formula. So I can do the math on that to find out the exact percentage that each program will then generate within that 40%. So it shows a breakdown of how I can generate that information if I want to review and kind of find out a number of how much each program would then generate once I've made my selections. Again, this information this documentation just breaks down the columns of all of the buttons and features within the CETIS options features or application. And I kind of went through and showed all of the features there. So that information again is available until June, I believe it's the 8th. June 8th, the CPIT options are due. So please look into that if you haven't done so already. If you're a CPIT and you need to generate your programs that will receive 40% of your CPIT share dollars. Again, there's a very helpful resource document that's on the OCTE website if you want to look further into how those selections are made and background on which programs receive the 60% versus which programs receive the 40%. That information is all broke down. And then again, once you made your selections, you can go in and use the funding formula to determine the percentage that you will receive for each of your programs. Okay, so now we're going to demonstrate our last procedure, which is the submission process at the CPIT level for our enrollment data. So under the admin tab, we're going to go under CPIT admin and go under enrollment collection review. And as you can see, it tells me to select the year. And it gives me the same screens that I've been showing for the portions of the training today, just as the building reporter, it showed the validation, but as the fiscal agent, it showed view issues. So as a CPIT, I can view issues as well by clicking this button here that will show issues within these specific buildings. What I want to bring your attention to right now is the building enrollments report. This is the new report that was just released. So I'm going to click this link. Again, this report gives a bird's eye view of enrollment that has been submitted in CETEIS. You can view enrollment by program or view enrollment by building. So I can go in, I've already put in my credentials. I can select enrollment counts by program and then hit the launch report button over here. And then this breaks down all of the enrollment counts by building. So I can go in and look at, it shows the region, the CPIT, the fiscal agency, operating building. We have our zip codes of our program, and then our program serial name and the program types. It shows the enrollment totals here. It also shows for particular no enrollment found here. This is the second information. So this is by building. So this is Alma Public Schools. This is Ashley Community Schools, Breckenridge Community Schools. So all of that information is found in this particular report. So this is very helpful if you want to review all of this submitted information. If you want to do, that was by program, excuse me. If you want to do it by building, you would select the building and then launch report. So the other one showed all of the program. I am still here. I believe it's going to load. Here it is. Okay, so this is by building. So as you can see, it does not have the program information here. It has the Alma Senior High School has 257 enrollment totals, updated dates. So all of this information is broken up for CPIT review. It was indicated that it's very helpful, or can be a very helpful resource tool. So you can access this information again by going to, if you go under your admin tab, go under enrollment collection review, and then it's going to be a link here, building enrollments report. But going into the submission process, we're going to select our year. And as you can see, the one that I was working in a little bit earlier indicates that I can send back to the fiscal agent if I need to, or I can send it for review to OCTE. Try to pull that out here. So that was the Breckenridge High School demo that I did. If I want to view, let's see, issues, just as we demoed for our fiscal agent, I can hit the view issues. So this one has a little bit more issues than any of the other demos that I had earlier today, but we have all of these errors that need to be addressed. So it says 251 issues. So I would need to, if I'm overseeing the fiscal agents or the building reporters, I would need to look at that information. If I needed to offer assistance to the fiscal agent, I can view that information by clicking the view issues. And again, all of the reports that are available, if I want to go in, I would go under reports and go under building reports. And all of the reports that are available to troubleshoot some of those issues within the validation. So I have access to all of that at the CPIT level as well as the new building enrollment report that I showed just a few seconds ago. Again, a breakdown of all of these reports and what they offer can be found on the knowledge base. But once I'm ready to submit, I can go ahead and submit to OCTE. And then it is an X indicated that it is locked for me at the CPIT level. So I have a success message from CTEIS. Again, CTEIS attempts to contact that submission has been made. You can also contact on your own as well. So then that would be the end of the submission process for the June June 22nd as a CPIT. I would do that by June 22nd, submit that information to OCTE. You're going to go back and show the resources again. So again, that enrollment data review, if I want to review any of the reports and a breakdown of the reports, I can look at this document just to give me pointers on which reports offer what information. The CPIT options, when I want to select my CPIT share dollars, I do have to do that by June 8th. I can go in and review the CPIT options procedures and then the explanation of how much funding each one of the programs that I select. I can do that funding formula to find out that information. So that CPIT options documentation is there. Again, the agenda from today's training can be located here. Also, the training video, once we're done training, give us a little bit and we'll have a training video available of today's training that'll go in this link. And then the CPIT responsibilities document is also here if you just want to use this as a review. But again, all of this information will be updated for the upcoming year once we do our training in the fall. So all of the information that is here is available for the year-end completion information, but it'll be generated to the new dates that OCTE released for the fall. Just want to say again, if you have any technical issues, you want to feel free to reach out to the CETEIS help desk. You can use the email information here as well as the telephone numbers to reach any of the help desk representatives to help with your technical issues. If you have reporting policy questions, you want to direct those directly to Joan Church. I'm just going to go back and screen share our agenda to do our last update here. So again, looking ahead, our CETIS options are due to OCTE June 8th, 2023. The spring enrollment e-workshop, again, that information is going to be available as indicated in the chat. If you cannot locate the link that's going to be posted on our knowledge base, please feel free to contact Diana and she'll have that link provided to you. But there's no registration required. It is a drop-in workshop available from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. and then again at 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. to answer questions for your submission as well as other technical issues you may have. Your end of the year completion entry is due to your CEPD administrator by June 15th, and then the CEPD submits that information to OCTE by June 22nd. So we covered all of the information in our agenda. I can remain online if anyone has any additional questions, but this concludes our CEPD admin and fiscal agent training for the year-end information. We like to thank you for your time and attention. Diana has dropped in the chat the link. After each training session, we have a survey that pops up that you can give us feedback on our training information. So if you want to leave, if you need to leave, you can click the link and fill out the survey. We would really appreciate it. If you don't mind staying, once I end the session, the survey pops up automatically. So you can, if you don't mind hanging out, it'll pop up for you. But we really appreciate your feedback. It helps our training in a lot of different ways. So we would really appreciate if you would fill out that survey. And Diana has dropped her email. If you need to contact her again regarding the e-workshop, you can use her information if you cannot find that link on the knowledge base. So again, thank you for your time and attention. This concludes our training. So I'll remain on for a few minutes just in case anyone has any questions. Okay, there's a question in the chat. The CPIT options export did not include a submitted column, and you would like to know if this had been corrected. I have not been updated on that. Diana, have you gotten any information if that is now available? Oh, okay, thank you. Thank you, Diana, for addressing that. So there are some updates that are going out tonight and may be corrected there. So be on the lookout for that. Thanks, Diana. Okay, if there aren't any other questions, we're going to go ahead and close out the session. Again, if you're still on and you have not filled out the survey, we would it's going to pop up as soon as I end the session, so we would really appreciate if you would fill out the survey. about today's training. Again, thank you for your time and attention, and have a great rest of your day. Thank you.